Hi, this is Marty Jordan again with part 2 of the week 4 assignments, chapter 8 and chapter 9. This is chapter 8, problem number 1. We were supposed to write a select statement, the return columns from invoices table. So this is the invoice table, and here's the select statement for that. And then it returned 115 rows. So here are the rows. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to move on to question number 2 in this one. Question number 2 is problem number 2. Write a select statement that returns these columns for the invoices table, invoice date column, and so here's your invoice date column, and then date time, and then year, month. Okay, so there's the select statement. And then this returned 115 rows. So here are the rows for it. Okay, moving on to chapter 9. Chapter 9, problem 1, write a select statement that returns columns from the invoices table, invoice total column. So let's see. Okay, so invoice total column, you're supposed to use the round function. So there's the select statement. And here is the table. So, here's this table. To round it to 1 decimal place. And then the next problem I was not able to do because I'll get to the table and show you. It said to use the X table, the X database. So here's the X database. Wait, X database. And it said to use, let's see, 38. So I wrote the script. I'll show you the script for it. You were supposed to write return columns from the date sample table in the X database. So there's the X database. Here's the tables that are in that. And you see that the date sample tables in the X database, the tables in the X database are group 1 members and member groups. So before I looked at that, I looked, so I'm going to make sure I'm in that right database. So I'm in schema X, and I'm going to go back down here to X database, X tables, again, tables, X database, columns from the, there is no data sample table. And so I ran this like 3 times before I realized. So here's the select statement for that. Oops, I'm sorry. Because it wanted to know about start date and it wanted to know about return date with no zeros and 12-hour clock and leading zeros. So here's the script. Month, date, and I actually had a blue line and all that, or a blue dot. So it was, I had a good script and I ran it and it says table, oh, here where it says I'm in the AP table. Let me see here. X. Oh, crap. Sorry. Schemas. No. Schemas. SQL 38. Here we go. No, SQL 39. Okay. Let me try to run it again. That's AP. Dang it. I promise you. Schema X. It says I'm in that. And I redid it. Let's see. Well, it says I'm in schemas and oh, there we go. Yes. Sample, and it says that when I'm in table X, it says this table doesn't exist. So I couldn't do that one. All right. So now let's see here. Let's get back to in the AP database because that's what the next problem is. All right. So problem number 3 is that was 30, 40, number 40. Okay, problem number from the vendors table. Okay, here I am. This tells you the telephone numbers. They wanted to know the phone numbers. So I tried to do the second part of the problem and it wouldn't run. Let's see if it's on here. Nope. I worked on it for a long time and I couldn't run part 2. So I'm sorry. I just couldn't figure it out. And then oh, there it is. I put in this script for that and I ran it and ran it and ran it and it wouldn't run because I never could get it to figure out what was wrong with it. And it keeps telling me that I have an error in my SQL syntax. and I could never figure out what it was. So, and then the last problem, um, I the last problem I could figure out, um, I could figure out how to oh, I'm still in the wrong. There we go. Now I just have to figure out how to get back to this database. Anyway, the last problem, um, I could do the last problem. AP database. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the last problem I could figure out how to do the first part of it, but I can't write the second part of the script because I can't figure out how to get the invoices for May. I don't know if it means May that they're of this column here or May of the invoice date. So I can't figure that out. So anyway, this is the second part of my assignment, and I'm going to put these all up. So thanks.